Is we live?
Yep, we live.
All right. Looks like we live. We look like we live. Hello, hello. All the places that I'm streaming: Facebook, FIMP, 50 and over, YouTube, my YouTube channel, Gwen's Boys Mindset. What is up, everybody?
Right.
Welcome
Looks
to
like
the
channel Gwen's Boys.
huh?
Yeah, the stream.
Welcome to the show. This is thank anybody who's tuning in. This is the No Judgment Zone with your boy Sean Taylor, discussing topics with no judgments. Today I got my boy, I got Brandon Lampley on the show. Man, we get ready to talk about it. Today's segment is Let That Shit Go.
Yeah, buddy, let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Me and Brandon been trying to get this show going on. Last time we tried to do it, everything was shut down. Facebook, Instagram, everything was shut down. Everything was TikTok. Everything was shut down.
Yeah, WhatsApp was even shut down. I was like, golly.
Right?
Yeah, they say Zuckerberg had shedded $7 billion of his net worth in like 6 hours. I was like, wow, that's scary. Of course, he's still incredibly rich, and he's not crying for anything. He don't need to borrow no money to get a cheeseburger today. But still, $7 billion in 6 hours, that's scary.
That's real scary, B. That's real scary. But hey, man.
Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. So we here.
We here, man. We here. So we doing let that shit go. Yeah, man. This is a topic where I think that I don't know if you'll ruffle too many feathers, but we do know we have a issue with people holding on to things for years, decades, scores, centuries.
Right.
I mean, they hold on to things, and you just got to let it go. Once I realized that I was carrying those burdens alone, I was like, oh, I got to let this shit go. I'm the only one carrying this. There's nobody else carrying this with me. I got to let it go. Even the people who had did things to me, who I was holding stuff against them, they weren't carrying it. They were living their lives, happy, moved on. And I'm still sitting here like a curmudgeon, mad. And I was like, it's got life got to be better than this.
Right. And it's to expound off letting that shit go. A lot of this is something that my mom used to talk to me about, man. Sometimes, man, we make mistakes. Because I tell everybody, man, I get my past is wretched. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I've made every mistake pretty much known to man. But my mom said, Sean, you gotta learn how to forgive yourself. A lot of people have a problem with forgiving themselves based off their mistakes. But then again, when a person, we used to always talk about how it's good for a person to, when they mess up, to have a sense of remorse. Because you got people, when they mess up, they really don't care. They have no sense of remorse. They don't care who they hurt, who they walk over, or whatever the case may be. But when a person is remorseful for something that they did, and it's hard to forgive themselves, man, they carry that stuff with them for years. They blame themselves for a lot of things. And then what makes it even hard for that person to forgive themselves is the person that they did wrong to is constantly holding it over their head, like they got something on them. I got something on you. So it makes them even more, it makes it hard for that person to actually even get past it, and let's not start about relationships. People are notoriously known for bringing their past baggage into the present. And then you got the new person paying for every Tom, Dick, and Harry that Susan has actually had a problem with, or she paying for every Robert, Paul, and John. Y'all get what I'm saying. I mean, the same thing, vice versa with men. They paying for everything she went through. I mean, and then she has to pay through everything that he went through with women. So you got the baggage, man. We all have baggage, but you got to learn how to drop your baggage off before you deal with something in the present or in the future, man. What's happening, you just gonna ruin it. Some people just don't know how to they just don't know how to let certain shit go.
Yeah.
What's your take
Yeah.
on that, B?
And you're right. It's going to wreck your future endeavors. That's what it's going to do.
Right.
We're depending on what you're going into and what you're carrying into a new situation, it has the potential to wreck it. You know, you have but I did a stream last night, and we talked about, it was about protect Black women, and you know, we went in on the post. We had a lady on, and she was very good. But one of the things that I brought up was, it was a young lady which sparked the whole show and got the ball rolling on us doing the show. Was she posted about, she got in the elevator, she was in the elevator, a man got on and she got off because a man got on.
Right.
And automatically I'm like, babe, you need to deal with your baggage and your trauma, and you need to heal, because that specific man has nothing to do with whatever man has done things to you in the past to make you feel like, okay, this man is a danger and I need to get off the elevator. You know, so that unresolved baggage and trauma that you have there is wrecked, because who knows what that interaction could have been, how it may have benefited her, who that person was, what it's standing with. You don't know. But because you didn't get help and you didn't get the therapy you needed, you got off the
Right.
elevator because simply a man got on the elevator.
Wow. Wow. Hey, B, we got a
Yeah.
comment from Misty Lee. She says, got so many issues, I just stay single. Don't no one deserve my problem. See, and see, when a person have that great of self-awareness, when they can actually, and that's the problem. See, B, Misty, thank you for that comment. A lot of people aren't as transparent as what she just said.
Yes.
People have internal issues. You know, I would tell anybody, listen, I'm effed up. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that I've been through in my life. So I just let a person know straight up, hey, this is what's been going on. I have to work through that and actually deal with it. Hey, B, I don't know what's going on your end, man. Look like we lost you. But Missy, we're gonna keep talking. Brandon he'll probably be back with us in a second. But these are certain issues that we as people constantly deal with on a day-to-day basis. And for me, I think personally, when a person has a long history of trauma or bad things or bad luck or whatever you want to call it, death, it can be anything that caused them some type of issues dramatically mentally. At some point, we deserve, or we may need to do some therapy, so, and therapy doesn't make, I don't know why people get or feel some type of way when it comes to therapy, but therapy is one of those things. For me, it has helped me not in just one area, it has helped me in multiple different areas to find out more about, letting certain things go in my life that I haven't actually gotten over, or things I have actually suppressed throughout the years. And all it's going to do is just make you a better overall person in dealing with in relationships or anything of that nature. So for me, therapy has actually helped not only in just dealing with a lot of loss within a year when it comes to death, but also dealing with things that I've actually suppressed throughout the years. And you have to kind of learn to let certain things go. But some people refuse to let certain things go and feel as if that they don't have no issues to talk to a therapist about. But you can actually have a one-on-one conversation, and you can actually tell based off of how people handle themselves on a day-to-day basis that, yeah, maybe you need to seek some counseling. And again, seeking counseling or trying to have self-improvement doesn't make you weak. To actually acknowledge that you got some things that you need to work on internally, from the cerebral standpoint, that's a strength, that you can actually acknowledge that and know, hey, I have some things I need to work on within me. you know. But a lot of people feel as if they have not, they have all the right answers and they got this life stuff figured out. This life stuff, you don't have it figured out because you in school every day when it comes to this life stuff. All right, what did Mrs. say? Mrs. said, I give the heads up if they want to get involved on them. Okay, okay, that's right, that's right. See, Misty, that's exactly what I meant. You give them the heads up. You let them know. You know, you let them know hey, these are some of the things I've been through. These are some of the things I'm working on, you know, and let that person make the choice, you know. But if you're transparent and 100% candid with this individual, you know, there's no harm and no foul when it comes to that. What else did Mindy say? Oh, it got lonely, but better than the unnecessary drama. Exactly, exactly. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold tight.
Computer
B, you
died,
back?
man. Yeah,
Huh?
my computer died. My computer
B,
died.
Brandon, let
And
me. Hey, y'all. Yeah, since we live, we gonna talk about it because you know this is a show. This is the No Judgment Zone,
right.
discussing topics with no judgment. B, you need to get your shit together. How you gonna let your computer die, man? Live, man. Come on, man.
Hey, it usually don't die that fast because usually it'll warn me that it's about to die, and then I'm like, oh, let me go get the cord. It ain't warn me. It just shut off, and I'm like, okay. But I got on as soon as I got off. I got on. I got on my phone, but you didn't see me. Yeah,
hey,
I was on my phone.
Hey, Lisa clowning you. She talking about welcome back, B. Get on him, Lisa. Lisa, you got them technical difficulties over there. I had to get you, B. I say, look at this joker, man. Hey, man, you got your computer plugged up, man. You got your laptop plugged up, bro.
Hey, and I got my phone. I was on my phone. You didn't see me because as soon as it went off the computer, I came on my phone, but you didn't see me.
Hey, Misty laughing too. They laughing at you right now, dog, but it's all good, man. It's all good.
I promise I'm a professional. I promise.
He is, man. Y'all check out my boy Brandon, man. He's got some good stuff going on, and it's because of Brandon and some of the fellas who've reached out to me in my inbox and it's like, you know, Sean, I see your videos, man. You need to start a podcast for men. This show that I created is in remembrance of my mother, but it's also a platform for men, but it's just not on men topics. It's on men topics, women topics. So I'm going to have women on my show. Beaton already started on his show because we want to get perspective from our women. And my thing about it is I'm an equal opportunist. I'm a strong believer that God made man for woman and woman for man. We need each other. So if we can better correspond and communicate with each other, if we communicate properly, then we can better understand each other, but not communicate it just listening to respond, but listening to comprehend and understand each other. That's how we're going to get better. But B, as you got cut off, man, Misty has got some good points.
I was still following. I seen her comments in her posts.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you want to elaborate on some of her comments?
I mean, just the transparency is. I mean, this is refreshing because where are you going to find women in mass that are going to admit to the issues that they have as far as why they're not dating, they're not married, or they're not in a relationship.
Right.
She's looked within. She's starting to do the work, and she realized, okay, I got some issues. I don't need to be dealing with anybody. And that's incredibly transparent. But today, most people, they're not going to admit this. They're going to blame shit. They deflect. Men do it too. You know, you got dudes out here, they're forever players. They 60 years old, still out here on the damn take. You know, and I'm like, dude, you need to go settle down somewhere, man. You walk around with earrings in your hair and your hair braided with gray all in your hair. I'm like, with skinny jeans on, Sean. I'll be like, oh, dude, you like 60 years old, man. What you got going on, man? Come on.
B, you wrong, man.
I'm just saying.
Braids with the gray hair going on.
I'm sick of it, Sean. I'm sick of it.
Man.
I'm sick of it.
60 years old on the take, still in the clubs.
Yes, right.
Hey, B,
And then talking
you know
about,
what's B, you know what's funny,
yeah.
man? Now that you mention that, I remember being in my probably late 20s and used to see them old cats in the club, man. And me and my boys
Mm-hmm.
would be like, hey, man, one thing we ain't gonna do, we ain't gonna be them old dudes in the club. When we get to that age, man, it's like, man, come on, man, I'm sure you have clubbed yourself out by now, man. You like 55, 60 years old in the club. But hey, man, I digress, brother. I digress. So,
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
I'm trying to read what Miss is saying. Man, I got my thing set up so far away.
Oh
What she
yeah,
said,
yeah,
they
yeah,
tried.
yeah.
Wow, wow. Okay, okay, okay. B, you can't see Mrs. comments, can you?
No, I can't. I can't. I see. It says so. I was born. It's a hermaphrodite and lean to a male. So they tried to make me a female, didn't work. So I'm best of both worlds. Hey, hey, that is what it is. It
Yeah.
is what it is. And
Again,
at least
again, Mister, this we ain't judging you. This show has no judgments.
no
No
judgment
judgments.
zone. But the fact that
Hmm.
it's refreshing to hear this. Because you don't hear this.
What I love about this is the transparency, man. See, what's so refreshing about transparency? Everybody's trying to hide something. They trying to hide who they really are.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, in order to break out of your prison, of that mental prison, you need to be who you are.
Yeah.
Forget if nobody don't like it. Forget if nobody don't understand it. You need to be who you are. Real freedom is speaking your butt naked truth. That's what real freedom is
Mm-hmm.
all about. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't understand that. And what was that? Dana say transparency.
Yeah. Yep.
Boy, y'all women keep coming with these comments. Transparency is everything. Let's expound on transparency and the importance of it, bro.
Oh man, I've made a promise. Well, I would say not a promise to myself, but the going forward since probably about 3 years ago, I decided in my dealings with women that I should not tell a lie ever again. I'm gonna give her the
Right,
real, raw truth every single time.
right, right, right,
There's no need for me to lie because if I tell the truth, I'm gonna get what I want. I'm gonna get what I want if I tell the
right,
truth. If I
right,
lie,
right,
I may still get what I want, but eventually I got the lie to cover that lie. I got a lie to cover that lie. And I don't think it's very masculine for you to lie. Like, are you scared? Is that why you're
right,
lying? You should be transparent. So yeah, I believe that you need to be transparent with your partner, going forward in any endeavors and anything that you do, because
right,
uh, if they continue when you hide stuff, that's the thing about hiding stuff, especially with women. Women are already natural detectives anyway. We know this.
yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
they should be working with the damn Taliban. If they Taliban want to expand, they need to incorporate the women in there because
Hey, big
nobody's going to
boy.
get you. Hey, nobody's
Nope.
going to get you in those nook and crannies like women will. Even
No.
the most powerful governments around the world, when they send spies out, some of their best spies were who? Women.
Women. Yeah.
Women.
A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that, Brandon.
A lot of people
A
don't
lot of
know
people don't know
that.
that. They don't know that. Yeah. Yeah. So women, they already know the truth. They they they
You already
they they
know.
want the confession. They want the confession.
Mhm.
So it's best. What I found out, man, is that for lying for years, pretending to be something that I'm not, lying about how good that I'm not.
Mhm.
Then once you step into the realm of 100% transparency, it is a blessing, but it's also a curse because what I found out once I started being 100% transparency, I being depicted different, you kind of look like as ice cold or like you don't care. I'm like, well, when I lied to you, it's almost like when you lie, it's almost like people can accept a lie better than they can accept the truth.
Sweet
So
lies. Yep.
it's such a catch-22. But when you let a person know, hey, this is me right now.
Yeah.
This is where I'm at. You looked at it as cold, and you look at it as if you don't care. No, I'm trying to be the. I thought you wanted. Didn't you want? Didn't you? I thought this is the dude that you wanted. But when you
Yes.
tell the truth, man, it what it does, the truth exposes a mirror sometimes on people to have them gut check themselves.
Yep.
Especially when the individual is coming like, and they're talking to them like, well, I'm being honest with you. Now you can't accept my honesty. I can't win with you. But when you let certain things go in your life, like the lies, like hiding who you really are, pretending to be something that you're not. When you let those things go, when you let that shit go, the weight that is lifted off your shoulders, off your mind. And I've literally lost people, friends that I've had for a while because I'm in a new realm of truth. And now they don't know how to deal with me. So I tell them the truth about themselves. I tell them the truth about the issue, the situation. And you got a problem with it. But what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to do the back and forth with you. Once I say my truth, you can't reciprocate it. Then I just got to fall back. I got to fade to black on that. What did Lisa say? Lisa said, a real woman wants transparency. Give us the opportunity to decide if we want to rock with you. We better. Yeah,
Then FBI.
somebody better than the FBI.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they are.
But Lisa's saying, Lisa, to your point, and I love the transparency in that. And I said it early in the segment. Let the woman make her choice, and whether she, after once you tell the truth, whether she want to rock with you or not. Let her make the decision. You know, you've done your job. At least at the end of the day, if she don't rock with you, she can walk away from the situation. It's like, you know what, Sean did tell me the truth. Brandon did tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? At least they're not gonna lose their respect for you because you was 100% honest. So again, for me, letting go of my mistake has always been my battle that I still battle with today. And I'm just being honest with you, everybody who's watching or who will watch or tune in later. That is something that I battle with on a daily basis. And that was something my mom, I could be chilling with my mom and we'd be talking and she'll just stop in her tracks and she'd be like, you know what? You need to let it go. I'm like, why? What are you talking about? She's like, you're still holding on to your past mistakes and let it go. But she said something to me that was very profound. She said, don't let nobody beat you up over your mistakes because they got mistakes in their closet that nobody knows about. So please don't let those people who beat you up, Sean, that you did wrong. There's some wrong that they done in their lives and they haven't even fixed. You know, whether it's a problem with a family member or a problem with a friend. They ain't talked to their dad or mom in like 5 years. Man, you need to fix that. But you so worried about judging somebody else and their mistakes. You got stuff in your life that you need to fix. You can't throw rocks living in a glass house. You can't. That's nearly impossible. But a lot of people are throwing rocks and living in a glass house. I see. What I got tired of doing is hiding my dirt. Not all my stuff out there. So now, once you own who you are, they really can't judge it. Now, well, Sean did this. Well, I already admitted to that. Well, Sean did that. I've already admitted to that. Now you looking dumb because he's already admitted to it. He's not hiding anything anymore. He's out there in his butt naked truth. So now you looking real crazy because you're still trying to hold stuff over his head that he's already admitted to.
Yep.
You know,
they did that. Dave Chappelle talked about that. They did that to Kevin Hart when he wanted to host the Oscars. Those tweets that came out with those homophobic tweets by him saying that if his son was displaying gay tendencies, he'll smash a dollhouse over his head. And Dave Chappelle talked about that. And he was saying that he said that doesn't make any sense. That means that he would actually have to buy his son a dollhouse in order to smash it over his head. It's like I've never heard that before. And with the tweets though, when they brought him up, he didn't get the Oscars job. They wanted him to apologize for the tweets. He had already apologized. The tweets were 11 years old, but they kept holding it over his head and wanted him to apologize again and again and again. And to his credit, he said, no, I'm not going to apologize. And I'm like, thank you. And then he apologized for like 6 weeks on national television shows. And then it made him look weak after that because they held that over your head. You bent to their will and they still didn't give you what they said they were going to give you if you had apologized.
Right. Sometimes, man, you have to you have to stand your ground. And what I love about Dave Chappelle, he has no respect of person, period. I love how his comedy show ended.
Yeah.
The best part of his comedy show was the ending. You know
Yes.
how he was saying how the LGBT and the gay community, what was he saying is like what was it, punch people down, or it was something
Yeah.
about
Don't
punching or whatever.
stop punching down on my people. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
stop
trans
punching down
community.
on my people. But people, and here's the thing, and I've said it before, people only surface read and they only surface listen. They don't use their active listening skills. They miss the message right in the middle. They miss the message within the message. Dave Chappelle is so intelligent and he is so genius in his creativity that people miss the messages that he's saying. He is pretty much saying that all these things that we have to accept when it comes to the LGBT community, the gay community, what about black people and all the stuff that they've been through?
Yeah.
See, my thing about it is everybody misses his point. But you got to have a certain level of intelligence to actually turn on your active listening skills to get the message within the message. Because when someone is talking to you and you're going into it, my mom used to say this all the time. You have to push your feelings out of the way to actually, because what feelings do, it clouds your sense of clarity. You can't get in
Yes, it
your
does.
feelings when a message is coming to you, because you're going to miss a very important message because you are in your feelings by the content. And you are
Yep.
totally missing everything that this man is saying. If you really listen to that brother and what he's saying, he is painting pictures and comparison based off of racism. We're going to do all these
Yep.
things, but we're not doing something that has been in this country for so many years, and that's okay. But doing these things and doing these things, I know gay people. I know gay people, some great gay people, friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
What a person does in a person like that ain't none of my business. It ain't my place to judge. I ain't got nothing to do with it. It's not for me, but how do I look judging somebody in who they want to sleep with or be with, or you know, whatever role they want to play? That's none of my business. But my thing about it is, if in order for this world to actually get along, we got to get the messages. He is simply comparing things based off of black people and what they
Mm-hmm.
went through. No one wants to talk about that because they're all in their feelings about feeling as if he's attacking the LGBT community, and don't realize that that brother's got gay friends. He's got gay friends that he
Yeah.
communicates with, that he actually hangs out with. So how is this dude bashing the gay community, LGBT community? If you really listen to him and put your feelings out of it, you will get the message. What's your take on that, B?
Well, first and foremost, I don't care what community you're a part of. You're not going to sit up and tell me as a black man about discrimination and inclusion. I mean, come on now. Come on,
Oh,
dog. Like,
talk about it. Talk about it, bro.
anytime I hear that, it always confuses me, especially when it comes to me being a black man. Especially like Dave Chappelle, he said all the time, like, you can't talk to me about those things, man. You know, he did a show, and I think he did a bit on Bill Cosby. He said I talked
Right.
about him a little bit. He said, you know what? That's a lie. I think I talked about him for about 25 minutes. And, he said a lady got up and she was pissed off, and so she was starting to rush the stage, and he told me, oh my goodness, I'm gonna kick this bitch in the face. So security tackled her, and as she getting pulled away, she's like, women suffer. And he's like, I know that women suffer. She's like, women suffer. He's like, I know. He's like, women suffer. Same team. He's like, we suffer just like you. He's like, oh, slow your roll, bitch. Slow your roll. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Right.
You don't.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
and that's the one thing about the LGBTQ community, is that there's not, all of them are not open with their lifestyle. And the ones that are open, they have received backlash. There people have been very condescending, but very mean. There's people who have killed them, especially in the trans community. I think their suicide rate and murder rate is very high, and we know this. you know. But yeah, they have the convenience of being able to be, say, in the closet where you can walk around. If you're not open with it, you can live your lifestyle in private and never face any of the backlash. I can't be
Right.
an in the closet black man. I'd have to actually stay in the closet to pull that off.
Right. Pretty much.
Yeah. So anytime I hear that, man, I just, as Dave said, how in the world are they beating us in the struggle Olympics as black people? I don't know. Discrimination Olympics. How you beating us?
Right.
How you beating
I
us?
don't get that. And my thing about it is, man, I come from a family, and when people, I'm like, dude, don't even throw racism at me. I got a half black, half Vietnamese daughter. I got a half black, half Puerto Rican son. Please don't even. There's nothing. Any person I brought outside of my race to my family, they embraced them with open arms. Period. There was it wasn't even a second. There was nothing. There was not even a second thought. There was no hesitation. You dating my son, you dating my nephew, you dating my cousin, you family too. That's just how my family is. And that's what I love about my family. There was never nothing. My family raised me that love has no color. So when you're like, hey, I'm just going to stick to this and I'm going to stick to that and I'm going to just stick to my race and stick to this, you know what? To each his own. But my thing about it is that love, when you get down to the brass tactics of this thing, love has no color. And I'm not going to lie. I probably, I'm just being honest. I probably done dated every color and ethnicity of the rainbow, whatever you want to call it. People say, yeah, I'm definitely an equal opportunist. But my thing about it is, if we vibe, we vibe. If our energy gels, it gels. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm well-rounded. I've been through a lot of countries. I've been pretty much all over the world. So I've seen different things, talked to people from different cultures and different languages and things of that nature. And when you have to kind of expand your horizons to be open to certain things in life. A lot of people are closed-minded. A lot of people have a 1950 or 1945 mindset. And to each his own. That's just not my mindset. And when it comes to our gay community, the things that have been done to them is dead ass wrong. A person shouldn't lose their life because they choose to live their life a certain way. A person shouldn't lose their life because of the freaking color of their fucking skin. Are you freaking kidding me? The most dumbest people, the most ignorant people I've ever seen are people who don't like somebody because of the color of their damn skin. You mean to tell me I'm a black man, if I touch you and you white, you gonna turn black all of a sudden? I mean, how dumb is that? The level of intelligence, you about to be as dumb as a bag of hammers to hate somebody for the color of their skin. You can't even give me anything that's going to make educational sense to my intelligence psyche to make that make sense to me. Can you make that make sense? You cannot. You cannot make that make sense. For somebody to lose their life because of who they want to sleep with at night or the color of their skin, that's a damn shame. This is America, though.
Yeah.
This is America, the home of the brave and the home of the free. Man, I'm trying to work. I'm working on my cursing, B. I'm working on my cursing.
Oh, no, I got you. But guess what? But guess what?
What?
With all that said, that ties into what we're talking about. America need to let that shit go too. Let it go.
Let that shit go, America. It's long overdue.
Because
let me take. Go ahead, B.
Oh, no, I'm saying as long as this divide continues and we continue to produce these weak males, these Mitches out here, as we like to call them. As long as we continue to produce these Mitches, they're going to continue to cede power to women, and that is going to be the fall of our society because other countries are going to come in with that masculinity and they're going to hit us in the mouth. China's already gearing up right now. They're telling them, they're like, yo, our boys too soft. They put masculinity courses in the schools. It's mandatory. The boys got to take it because they seen what's going on. I mean, dude, just the black community alone need a shot of masculinity in the arm itself.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, it's getting to a point where like whether it's gay black men or straight black men, the lines are getting very blurred.
Right. Hey, B, what's that last comment? Can you see that, man?
Oh yeah, she said
Last
that's
comment,
it.
Misty.
That's it. That's why my family don't talk to me because I came out gay with a fine black woman. Hey, fuck them. I'm saying that right there. I'm just tell you that right there. Family. Sometimes you got to leave family behind. You do. You do. If your family have an issue with that, your family is the problem, Misty, not you.
Oh man, I needed that laugh today, boy. It's been a long week. I needed that laugh. But that is so true. What's Lisa saying? Lisa said you have people. No, go ahead. Go ahead and read it, B, man. My glasses, man.
Okay, I can see, because I can see it. It's right here. Misty said they're lost. Thank you, Misty. Yeah, they're lost. She said you have people having to choose their partner or their family based on skin color. Love is the foundation. They need to let that shit go too. And Misty said, yeah, they are. Yeah. I mean, look, come on, man. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I talked to young ladies of other races, and especially one in particular is like Arabic, Middle Eastern. And talk to those young ladies, and they seem to be confused when I bring up the fact that you can't bring me home. Depending on your family, most likely you can't bring me home. And talking about this, I'm your dude. They're gonna have a problem with that. If he's not Middle Eastern himself or white, they're gonna have an issue with it. And this is true. Now, are all families like that from over there? No, of course not. But we know there are a lot that are. And the girls, they just like, well, no, I don't. My family's like that. But then I was like, well, can you take me home? And then the overwhelming the overwhelming answer is no. They know they can't. They know they can't. Yeah. But
it's you know, for somebody who has dated outside his race, which, and I'm being 100%. My first time I actually dated outside my race, I was stationed over in Europe, and my first girlfriend outside my race, she was French. Okay, so she was from Luxembourg. So when I brought her to the States to visit, I had been so. It was the first time we would go into grocery stores and stuff. We hold hands as we go in. As we get in there, I would let it go. I was young. And now that I think about it, it's very embarrassing, but I was young. I didn't know, you know, I mean, I used to, because people's like, Sean, you really don't care about what nobody thinks. That took me a long time to get there. I used to be petrified about the perception, people's perception of me walking with some woman who is Caucasian. She's French, but she's still Caucasian skin tone. And I'm walking hand in hand with her in my 20s. I would just let her hand go. And she gut checked me one day. She said, Sean, in her French voice that I used to get imitate, but I didn't forget how to imitate. She was like, Sean, she was like, are you embarrassed of me? And I was like, no. She said, so why do you let my hand go every time we go out in the public? And and I had to come to grips with that thing, man. And I had to get to the point, Brandon, that I didn't care. You know, I didn't care what people said and what people thought or whatever. And I remember one time we went to a nightclub. I was here visiting, and there was a nightclub, and it was called Vital Signs. It was on the Navy base. I was still in the military, came here to visit. And we went there, man, and I held a hand the whole night because I just got tired of worrying about what people think. So I held a hand and whatever. When I say, and we had to wait in a long ass line. When I say them sisters ate my ass up, they ate my tail up. What's wrong? What's wrong? You know, fine, brother. You can't get what you. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? And I'm steady defending because I didn't sit there and be quiet. I said, what you got to understand is it ain't nothing wrong with y'all.
Right.
I love black women, white women, purple women, yellow women. I don't care. This is just the way this is felt.
Yeah.
I'm not a brother who be like, oh no. One thing, I came from a black woman. All right. I'm not one of them brothers who be like, I only date white women. I only date this woman. I only date that one. First of all, when it comes to women, I'm freaking colorblind, period.
Yeah.
I'm just colorblind. If
Hey,
we
Sean,
vibe, we vibe. If we don't, we don't. You know, it
right.
is. That's it.
You
Is what
know,
it is.
my policy is I date women that like me. Period. Regardless of
There
their
you go,
race.
B. Enough
I
said.
date women
Enough
that like
said.
me. Yeah.
Enough said.
Hey, because
It has nothing to do with color.
if I walk up with a chick that's albino white or she jet black, only thing you better do is greet her. That's it. Hey, good, hello, goodbye. That's it. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, we not good enough, man. I don't need those type of situations, Sean, because I ain't ready to let that shit go just yet. Because I be done check them in the middle of Walmart on the sugar aisle, man. Oh no.
Right,
Mm-mm,
right.
mm-mm,
Lisa
mm-mm.
said you have people. Lisa said you have people to choose their partner or their family based off the skin color. Love is the foundation. That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah. Misty
yeah,
goes, yeah, I'm here in Jax, and that's big here. Well, you know what? The South, man, the
yeah.
South is different
The
from the North.
South. Yeah,
The slaves didn't escape from the North to run to the South. The slaves escaped from the South to get to the North.
yeah.
The North is different from the South. If you have not been up north, if you don't know nothing about up north, or Baltimore, New York, up New Jersey, you don't know nothing about, Detroit. You don't know nothing about up north. It's different.
Yeah.
It's
Or up
different.
north and out west. Out west is a melting pot.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
It's different. The South is
Yeah.
where all that, backwoods and all that craziness going on. It's
Good old boys.
deep,
Yeah.
good old boys. You know what I'm saying? Where you doing over here, boy? You get that's the South.
Especially the
But
Bible
up north,
Belt.
it's a little different. Oh,
Yeah.
man, don't get me started on
And
the Bible Belt, bro. Don't get
we're
me
in the
started
Bible
on
Belt. And
that. Ooh,
yeah,
knee
right.
deep in it.
But see, Sean, you used to worry about what people thought, and you let that shit go.
And I let that shit go. And I tell people, I said, listen. But you know what, Brandon, what's so funny about that? My mom had been telling me that for years. My auntie Deborah had been telling me that for years. My grandmother definitely, because anybody who ever knew my grandma Louise, they know she was meaner than a rattlesnake, and she really didn't care how nobody felt. She didn't care if you was a man or woman. She gonna tell you how the IS is, and she didn't sugarcoat nothing. And my auntie was like, you can't live your life worrying about what these fools out here think of you, Sean. You basing your whole decision, every move you make, worrying about these fools out here, and they gonna do what they want to do. So why are you worrying about what they think or what they say about you? But it took years for me to get that out my system, Brandon. But I tell you what, bro, Brandon, once I stopped worrying about what people think, the freedom, bro, the power. It's almost like you just feel that thing exuding inside of you, the power and the freedom.
That weight just lift off your shoulders.
Oh, man.
It frees you. It frees you, man.
It's such a good feeling, man. It's the best. Brandon, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time, man. I said, when you wrap your head around the fact that no one really cares, overall, no one really cares. They truly, really don't care. People fake care all day long. That's what they do. They fake care. They don't really, truly care. And yeah, they out marching at the Black Lives Black Lesbian Matters March. They out there marching, but they really don't care. They don't care about that stuff, man. They are doing it for clout. They're doing it to look a certain way. They don't really care.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you got climate change, you got save this endangered species, you got this cause, you got that cause. Most people really don't care, man. Unless it affects them. That's when people truly care. When it affects them. If it doesn't affect them, they don't really care.
No, they don't care.
They don't.
Period. And that's what people got to understand. If you knew how much people didn't care nothing about you, the less you will worry about what they think and what they say about you. And I know theoretically, them fools don't care. They probably want
No.
to be in the know. They want to be in the know because majority of people are nosy as hell anyway. But
Mhm.
when it comes down to genuinely caring about my black ass, I know they don't care.
Right.
So, I'll play the game with you, but theoretically, I know you don't care about me because you've already shown me by the moves that you make when it comes to Sean. So that's
Mhm.
why I'm like, fuck you and whatever you think of me. You can hold the pass over my head till the freaking cows come home. I don't care because first of all, like Gwen used to tell me, Sean, you see all these people around here, they ain't got a heaven or a hell to put you in. You got to remember that. The one person you need to be caring about is that person that sits high and looks low because his opinion and his thought process at the end of the day is the only one that matters. And so when I grasped to that perspective and I got that, boom. But my thing about, hey, Brandon, what did Lisa say here? What did Lisa say?
Lisa, he say, fuck those ignorant people. I'm going to date who I want. Don't come for my choice. I'll check you right where you stand. Lisa, I'm telling you, man, don't.
That's that girl.
Hey,
That's that Seattle, Washington girl right there.
hey, family, especially family and
Right,
friends, people that I
right,
actually know.
right,
I'm gonna go harder on family and friends because you know me and I know you. So I'm gonna tell
right.
you a new one just off that alone. But a complete stranger, oh man, them too. Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me. Let's see. Yep. Mr.
What's
LOL
Misty
said, I
saying?
wish they would. Misty said, I wish they would bring back first time offenders and put these kids in them and not a state prison. Oh, the first time offenders list put the kids in them
Right,
and not a state prison. Yeah. They say
right,
put the young ones in boot camp. Yeah. We've seen where overseas you've had they've done it some here too, but overseas where they have decriminalized a lot of things. So drugs, for example, they've decriminalized drugs in certain country. I think they did in Europe. They did parts of the UK, and they
right.
decriminalized pretty much every drug you could think of, especially the hard drugs, because they're saying that these people need help. So instead of going, even if you have an issue where you have some on you or whatever, um,
Right,
they send you to a rehabilitation center. They do not send you to prison. You know,
right, right.
Oregon just decriminalized. I think they may have done cocaine too. I think Oregon has decriminalized a lot. That's coming too. Colorado, they did I think mushrooms as well. But I think New York is getting ready to do some with hard drugs as well. But what you're finding out is what they found out when they started to do it, Sean, is that crime went down when they decriminalized the drugs
Right,
because
right.
access goes up when you decriminalize it. So now people who are going to do drugs are going to do drugs. People who are
You
not
can't
going to
stop
do
it.
drugs are not going to do it just because, like they say, crack is legal today. People who don't smoke crack are not going to go start smoking crack. That's not what they do.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And people and that is something that I don't understand. Me personally, with the whole marijuana thing, I've never gotten it. I don't understand why that's such a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I
Yep.
suffer from PTSD. I have a lot of injuries from, you know, different things I've done in my life. So it helps me. It helps with my pain or whatever. But there's no over abuse of it. There's certain things I just really don't understand. And then when people talk about PTSD, I'm like, fool, I was fighting for the country while you was actually scratching your ass. So don't please tell me nothing about PTSD. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? The stuff that I saw would keep your ass up at night. So please don't talk to me about PTSD. I've done what I needed to do for this country. So my thing about it is you don't know what I mentally go through on a daily basis and how it's
Yeah.
hard for me to sleep. How I never had to sleep. Prior to the military, I never had to sleep with noise. I had to sleep with the TV on. Prior to the military, I went to a restaurant. Now I go to a restaurant or any place. I'm sitting to where my face is facing the door
Yeah.
based off what I've seen, based off what I've gone through. If I sit up here and had a whole segment of some of the things that I've experienced and gone through, you can understand the severity and how severe PTSD is.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh
my
yeah.
thing about it is I'm in that place because of what I've actually gone through. So when we talk about the marijuana, man, I ain't never seen nobody on some weed talking about they finna go poster. Most people are happy or freaking hungry. That's just the way it is.
That's
I
it.
mean,
Hungry,
it don't have
happy,
it don't
sleeping.
hungry, happy, sleepy. Well, you may be
Yeah.
horny too. So my thing
Yeah.
about it is, it ain't never been no harm with nobody when it comes to weed, and everybody's making the big deal. Like they ain't
Yeah.
never done it or what, them you got a couple people maybe have not done it or whatever. Loosen up your tight ass butt cheeks and just relax. It ain't causing no harm. And that thing should be legalized everywhere, man, worldwide, period. It should.
The fact
It
that
should.
the fact that alcohol is legal and marijuana is not is egregious in itself. Because, dude, how many alcohol has fueled so much bullshit, man? So much, so much.
Hey,
Otherwise,
hey, hey,
what?
hey, B, what Dana say right there? What Dana say?
You see, please come for the person I'm dating because I don't give a fuck about what comes out of my mouth. Oh, Dana with it too. She gonna shout him down in the sugar aisle as well. Dana with it too. She like, excuse me? Well, let me tell you a few things. And another thing. And I'm gonna tell you another thing on
Word,
top of that.
word on the street, Dana got them hands. Hey man, I'm straight clowning right now, boy. But this is good, man. I
Clowning.
love the interaction that's coming from our women
This the
today,
best part.
man. That's the
This
to
the best
me,
part.
that's the best gratifying part of this podcast, and we need more of
Yep.
that. So listen, ladies, we gonna have ladies on our show. Brandon already kicked it off. I'm trying to get at least one lady on my show next week because I plan on doing 3 or 4 different podcasts. But B, man, we're gonna have to cut this short. I got a 5 o'clock appointment that I got to get
Oh, no
to.
problem.
But man, we got B. But hey, y'all look for me and Brandon on Monday at 12
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah. We're gonna be on my
Monday on 12 o'clock.
platform.
We're gonna be on Brandon's platform. I'm coming on Brandon's show on Monday. So that's my dude. He's the one that helped me get my podcast together and talk me through and walk me through this thing. So Brandon, bruh, I appreciate the love, and we're gonna keep paying that thing forward, man. So y'all check out Brandon. Plug your show, bro. Plug your show right now.
Okay, so I got I'm on YouTube. I stream to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I'm on all social media. I started doing sports and I do a weekly sports show, but I have a show called Candid Conversations where no topic is off limits there. The last topic we did one last night. You go to my page, you go to my YouTube or go to my Facebook page, and we talked about protect Black women. Had a great discussion, had a lady on, and I had a couple other guys on, pretty much like a panel. And it was a very good discussion, very productive. And going forward, that's what it's going to be. I'm going to expand more and more and more. And I'm gonna have Sean with me, and we gonna any topic, man, we're gonna be tackling it. Just about. We're gonna tackle
Yeah.
it, dog. Yeah.
That's right. And listen here, good people. We giving it to you straight, no chaser, man. Listen, we know we live in a society, man, that you got to be politically correct. But here's the thing: when it comes to transparent truth, man, I'm not dancing on the eggshells. I'm gonna give it to you straight, man. Why? I refuse to go back to that dude who's been lying for years, man. I ain't lying to you. Ask me a question, I'm gonna give you an answer. If we talking about a topic, it's gonna be raw. And listen, I want you guys to really look for this. It's probably going to be on Friday. Brandon, I may have you on this show. It's going to be deep. It's going to be titled Sex Therapy. It's going to be raw. It's going to be deep. It's going to be, hey, it's going to be rated R. I'm just letting you know forward. The title of that segment is going to be Sex Therapy. This is going to be something, topics. I don't know why sex is so taboo. I don't know why people just get freaked out to talk about sex, but that's going to be a great, great, great topic. So you guys look for it. If it's not on Friday, most likely it'll probably be on Wednesday or maybe even Thursday. But, because I want to move that up maybe a little bit sooner. So it'll be sometime next week. So look for that. So listen, my final thoughts, and then Brandon, I'm going to let you share your final thoughts. My final thoughts is this. Life is too short to keep holding on to shit that you have went through, or if anybody's making you feel bad about something you have done in the past, or if you haven't forgiven yourself or you're struggling with that, listen, man, your past is your past. It's not a damn prison sentence. And don't let nobody, I mean freaking nobody, make you feel bad about your mistakes when you are working on your self-improvement and they ain't doing a damn thing about the position that they're in right now. Why? Because they're too busy judging you. What did Dana say? Maybe if most people, what did she say, man?
And maybe most
Dana
people
say?
smoke a little bit of weed. In the words of Sean, maybe the butt cheeks will loosen up.
Hey, man. Hey, those my
That's
final
good.
thoughts. Hey, Dana out of control. But Dana right, though.
Dana
You
right.
right there, like you right, light skin. You right. So, Brandon, what's your final thoughts, bro?
So, hey, Misty say puff puff passing now. Hey, I'm with you, Misty.
With you, Misty, on that. That's love.
Hey, that's love right there.
Right.
Yeah, stop caring about what people think and what people say, because the people who you try to placate to, who you try to and shape their opinions of you, and you care about their perception. When I tell you, a lot of them, especially if you don't know them personally, a lot of their lives are in shambles. All you have to do is peel back the layers, and you'll see he's like, man, this person is no better than I am. And I feel like them judging me, I feel badly for it. No, everybody has the faults. Everybody got the skeletons in the closet. Everybody has issues. Everybody has flaws. So that right there, you definitely have to let that go. And then any past trauma, baggage, or anything like that, anytime anything somebody's done to you, and let it go. Let it go. So that's all I got to say about it, man. But just let that shit go.
Let it go. Listen, good people, y'all can follow me on my personal Facebook page, my business Facebook page, Tailor Made Training for You. Please subscribe to a brother's YouTube. Gwen's Boy Mindset is. Please subscribe to that, because we're trying to get our podcast up. We're trying to get our subscriptions up. My FIMP page, which I created in remembrance of my mom, for imperfect, non-judgmental people only. All you need to do is just send a request. I'm going to accept you. You may have a couple of questions to ask. It's a page where it's a group that you can come to, where you can say how you feel. If there's no judgments. It's titled For Imperfect, Non-Judgmental People Only. For imperfect, non-judgmental people only. FIMP. So send me a request, and you answer the questions, and I'll let you into the group. We need to have more platforms where people can actually speak their truths, where there be no judgments. Because my mom always said, in order for anything to work out between two people, you got to take judgments out of it in order for it to gel. As long as you got judgments in it, you guys are not going to be able to move forward. Brandon, tell the people, man, how what places they can find you too on your social media outlets.
Okay, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Put in Brandon Lampley. YouTube, same thing. And you can find me on those platforms. Hold on, you had just said something. I was going to piggyback off of that real quick.
No, go ahead, man.
I'm trying to remember what you said before you said that, because you said
right.
What your mom had told you. God, and I had something good for that. I can't remember.
What my mom had told me. Jesus Christ, man, I can't even remember.
Dang, I had to go.
I've been sipping on a little something, so my vision is my mind.
Hey, Dana say she can't wait until next week. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Listen. That segment is going to be deep, and I'm going to really dive into the fellas, because this show was created. This is a man show, but it touched on topics about fellas, topics when it comes to women. But us men actually need a platform. And fellas, I'm going to lift you up. Bro. But it's going to be all with brutal truth, because I need it, you need it, us men, we all need it. But we're going to have a platform for us to actually step on, to where our voices can be heard. Brandon, you know what was so cool? I went into the gym today and a brother recognized me from Facebook. He said, man, you that dude to be on. Yeah, dude, I watch all your videos, man. And he worked at Planet Fitness. Dude, that was mind blowing. I was like, wow, it made my day, bro. He said, bro, keep doing what you're doing. So, brothers, man, hey, man, listen, let's support each other, brothers, especially when you doing movements of positivity, man, being proactive. Let's support and black men. Let's support our black men. Let's support each other, man.
You got to support each
we
other,
got
man.
we got the whole world against us. But if we start supporting each other, man, we can become. I'm talking about astronomically strong. But we got to lift each other up. That's what it's all about, brothers. That's what it's all about. It's not forget about the crab thing. The crabs pulling down the other crabs, man. The long gone the days of the crabs in the pot pulling down the other crabs just to get to the top. How about just lifting each other so we all can get out of that damn hot pot? You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That
Hey, Lisa Reed, I appreciate you because she reminded me. So she said taking judgment out of relationships. So what I was going to say is when you stop judging people for them telling their truth and things they went through, you will find out that some of the things, there are things that you went through that you don't want to talk about. Somebody else may be empowered to talk about it, which may empower this person to talk about it, and then the next person to talk about it, and then the next person to talk about it. But because you judge people, you let predators and vile people move in silence and continue to do bad things to people over and over again. R. Kelly is a great example of that. People just stood idly by and let him do whatever. Parents sold their daughters to him, so it ain't just him. Parents sold their daughters, and other people in the industry participated. And when he went down, they're like, hey, I'm out. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But they were a part of it from the beginning, and they knew. You know what I'm saying? So, take that judgment. Stuff. Don't judge people. Let them tell their truth, because whatever they may tell is something you may have went through that you're scared to talk about.
Right. B, that's good stuff, that right man. Hey, we ended on that. And people, like I always say at the end of every segment, I'll start judging people once I'm perfect too. But since I'm in no danger of ever becoming perfect, you never have to worry about this brother ever judging me, ever judging you. Y'all stay up, man. Keep it positive out there. And me and Brandon, we'll catch y'all guys on the flip. Peace.